Donald Trump is in freefall on so many fronts right now that reporting on him feels like spinning a gold-plated wheel of misfortune. And today when I gave it a spin, it did not stop on the Epstein walls closing in, and it did not stop on his latest bout with delusion and dementia. It landed on something that I did not see coming. A former insider is blowing the whistle on the hate for Donald Trump that is rotting the Republican Party from the inside out. And I have it all for you next in today's episode of
Smart People Don't Like Me.
As I build towards revealing the insider who's proclaiming the GOP's hate for Trump, let's begin this report with Exhibit A and the signals that the love affair with him is over. Fox News broke from the Trump propaganda today to disclose that he is falling off a cliff with the base.
Brand new Fox polling revealing affordability on the top of minds of Americans, with the majority having a negative view on the economy right now. So will the White House be able to provide some relief as we enter the holiday season? We'll take a look at where we're at right now. New Fox News polls reveal who people feel is more responsible for the current economic conditions. 62% say it's President Trump, 32% former President Biden.
But the issue of affordability, the issue of how people feel about the economy popping up in our latest polls, personal financial situation now, excellent, good, 40%, only fair or poor, 60%. You can see that changing from July. Condition of the U.S. economy, also a perception totally upside down, 76 to 25, and that changing a bit. And then economic conditions for the nation and you personally, again, 25% positive, 76 negative for the nation, and then 60-40 personally.
And Exhibit B in the curious case of the right being repulsed by Trump is by MSNBC, who's reporting that the manosphere has spun itself away into discontent.
I mean, everywhere you look, there are members of Trump's own party waking up and realizing that being a supplicant comes with a lot of headaches and very few perks. Even Trump's allies in the manosphere are turning on him.
This is the end of the Trump administration. This is the beginning of the lame duck presidency. It's obvious to everyone, even his most ardent supporters show up to the White House, like Laura Ingraham, and she's kind of shocked going, what the hell's going on?
I heard there's no files. I heard it's a hoax. And then all of a sudden, he's going to release the files. Well, I thought there was no files.
Man.
He wants an investigation now.
Listen.
Like, what is going on?
They were making like deportation hype videos with trap beats and shit. And I was like, what are we doing? That's what I'm saying. Everything is turned into like the WWE.
I mean, those were some of his staunchest defenders. Some of them were. It doesn't take a political genius to figure out why Trump's allies are suddenly thinking twice about coming to his defense. A new Reuters Ipsos poll out today finds that voters disapprove of Trump's job performance by a 22-point margin. 22 points. That same poll finds voters disapprove of his handling of the economy by a 24-point margin.
And Exhibit C is from the old Republican Guard, as reported in a post by Republicans against Trump that says, former Presidents Joe Biden and George W. Bush arrived at Dick Cheney's funeral. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance weren't invited. So you are the sitting Republican president and you don't get invited to the former Republican vice president's funeral? That probably signals some hate within the party, but here's Anthony Scaramucci to leave no doubt. The man who spent a minute as Trump's White House communications director broke it down on the Daily Beast podcast.
Well, I want to speak about a very provocative post you put on Instagram entitled "The End of the Trump Presidency." What did you mean?
Things are happening a lot faster. He's a lame duck, and he's racing now towards the midterm elections in his lame duck status, and his party hates him. And so anybody that thinks the party likes him doesn't understand the party. And that could be the donors who hold their nose and give him money, or that could be the political class that lives with him in Washington. And I submit to you that if you're inside Trump's inner orbit, you hate the guy's guts. And he knows that, you know that, but there's a dance because you're afraid of him, because he's intimidating you because of his political prowess and his media presence. He's sort of the Bigfoot, he's Sasquatch of social media, and you don't want him Bigfooting your ass.
Right.
So you're afraid of him, but you hate his guts. And the time has come now where the surface cracks are becoming more structural and foundation cracks. And you can't look at what happened yesterday where you had 420 people vote in the same direction. The entire Senate voted in the same direction. Look at me, I'm scratching my nose. For those of you on YouTube, I'm scratching my nose with a middle finger. That's a big FU to Donald Trump. And so his presidency is ending. And there's a lot of people in Washington, when they get dressed in the morning, they see the 48th president and they don't see him.
Frustration and discontent for Donald Trump on the Republican side is so important right now in the fight to bring him down, because when the cracks form from the inside of his own coalition, it weakens the entire MAGA machine. The facades are coming down and the resentment towards him is growing. That, and as Scaramucci said, Trump is a lame duck president. Donald Trump's power is diminishing because he's on that one-term leash, and Republicans who want to be reelected are creating distance over the Epstein scandal. The tide is turning on Trump, and the hate Scaramucci speaks of will continue, and it just might be the thing that topples him and carries him out to sea.